everybody, today we're going to talk about importing MyOpenMath to Canvas using a global college-wide key. The first thing you want to do is make your assignments and all your settings in MyOpenMath. When you're done with that, you'll be ready to export the course. You can still make changes to the assignments after the course has been exported as long as students have not accessed the assignments yet. So if you need to make a few changes to the directions or you find a little mistake, you can go back to MyOpenMath and make those changes and they will automatically come over into Canvas. But if you want to add additional assignments, you will need to export those assignments and import them into Canvas. So it only brings over what you export at the time that you originally do the link. I highly recommend having all the assignments created and doing a single export. I think that's much easier. But if you do need to add other assignments in the future, I want you to know that you can do that. To start, we're going to go to MyOpenMath and go to the course we want to export. On the left navigation, you're going to click on Export, which will open to this page. I want you to look at the choices that it gives you. Because Canvas allows you to set up due dates directly into Canvas, I want you to click this Allow Canvas to set MyOpenMath due dates before we do the export. Now that we've clicked Allow Canvas to set MyOpenMath due dates, I want to show you one more thing on this page, which is when we scroll down a little, it says it looks like your school may already have a school-wide LTI key and secret established. This is good news. This means that it takes some steps away from our setup. Because we are linked to the school that we teach at, it knows if we have that LTI set up. So look for this when you're doing your course setup to show that we are in good shape and we don't need to do the extra steps of adding in our key and our secret when we do our setup in Canvas. Now that we've confirmed all of our settings, I want you to click Download Export Cartridge. Now it's time to go to Canvas. I'm just using my practice sandbox, but you would do the same thing in your regular course. You're going to scroll down to the bottom of the page and you're looking for Settings. Once you're in Settings, we want to import course content. Then from the drop-down menu, look for Canvas Course Export Package. You're going to choose a file, and it doesn't matter if you remember what it was called or not. Go to your downloads and you'll see the CC export. Click on the file, click Open. Then decide if you want all content or select specific content. I want you to say all content and then say Import. Depending on how many assignments you have, it may take a little while to run. When the import is finished, you'll notice a green completed under current jobs. Now we want to move the assignments into their correct module. So I'll hit the plus sign, I'll look in my assignments, and I look for anything for module 1, and I say add item. Then I can continue down to module 2. I have a homework and a quiz. I'll say add items. And then I would continue that for all of my modules. After you've moved all the assignments, I want you to click on any of them. If you haven't used MyOpenMath inside of Canvas before, it will ask you to log in with your login and password for MyOpenMath. Otherwise, it knows who you are and it already logs you in. At this point, you have a choice whether you want to use the original course or if you want to create a copy. I suggest making a copy. That way you always have your original course and you have the new course that you can put your students in. You don't want to have multiple students put into the same original template course that you made in MyOpenMath. So always make a new copy of the course in each Canvas section. So I'm going to leave it as create a copy. Hit continue. Here I can go ahead and preview it to see that the assignment came over. If you would like it to open into a new window, click on Edit Assignment Settings. Then scroll down and click on Load this tool in a new tab. Now when I go back, we see that students will click on Load Module 1 Homework in a new window, which gives us a better view of the entire assignment. Again, I'll click Teacher Preview. You'll want to go back and change that setting in each of the assignments you imported over into Canvas if you want it to open in a new browser window. If you want it to open directly in Canvas, you can unclick that box and leave it as it originally imported. If you have it opening in Canvas itself, you get the LTI links right inside of Canvas. One thing I like to do is click on the LTI dropdown, go to the course settings and change the course number. That way I have some way to identify semester to semester and section to section. So you might want to use the name of the course and then either the year and the semester or the section number, but some way you can distinguish different courses and they all don't look the same when you go over into MyOpenMath. This named my course Tammy Barker Practice Course. Let's change the name to Import Demo so that it can show you what it looks like in MyOpenMath. I'm going to hit Submit. Then I'm going to go back to my regular login for MyOpenMath and I'm going to scroll through my courses and show you that Import Demo now shows up as one of the courses I'm teaching. This gives me the option to either log in directly through Canvas or I can come into MyOpenMath and look at the course, go through the gradebook, change the assignments how I want. Another thing you can do since we've imported into Canvas is you can change assignment dates. So go to the assignments, click the three dots, and you can edit assignment dates. This way you're doing all the edits directly in Canvas, which lets you do multiple dates at once versus having to go back to MyOpenMath and put the dates in over there. You could, though, if you choose to, do them individually by each of the assignments, whichever way works best for you.